surname for me. Come on up, darling. This is George with an unpronounceable surname. How you going? Okay, so pronounce your surname for me yet again.
Well, if you're Aussie, it's George Kraguljac.
And if you're not?
Well, if you're from Serbian stock, it's Kraguljac.
There you go.
But I'm an Aussie, as you can sort of gather there.
Alrighty, so George, you have an amazing success story. I'm not going to steal your thunder, but I know that you have kind of gone to the moon and back down and on your way back up with a meteoric rise.
Yep.
So is that what you're going to share with us today?
Yeah, this is probably the fastest PowerPoint presentation that you'll see in the West and in the East and the South and the North.
So you've come up all the way from Adelaide, especially for this. I really appreciate that. That's fantastic.
It's a really top spot. So if anybody hasn't visited, come down. Yeah, it looks like it. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's working.
I might leave you to it. All righty. George.
As you can see, I like technology. Imagine having an absolutely brilliant idea and commercialising it and making an absolute pile of money. Who's into that game? Oh, yeah, I got it. Well, before we get going, I'm going to do a survey, right? There's a few questions. How many of you know that the biggest barrier to success of commercialisation, to your great idea, can in the majority of times be yourself? Who's willing to yeah, okay. All right, I got a few takers. Thank you for that. But the next question is really important too. How many of you succeeded in commercialising your great idea? Hands up. Yeah, I'd like to catch up with you guys after this. Well done, congratulations. But how many of you gone and then done the commercialisation but royally messed up? Who can put their hand up with that? Well, you're in good company. Oh, you're in excellent company, actually. So the next question I've got is, how many of you wanted to successfully commercialise your great idea? Who's into that? Yeah, okay. And then how many of you are not sure where to start? Whoa, got a few there. Okay. First, a story. Who likes stories? Yeah, this one's really cool. I like it. It's full of joy. It's full of pain, but it's got a happy ending. Who likes the happy ending stories? Oh, yeah, okay. All right, this is a story of a great idea that grew and became a story of a niche company, and it was our story. It was Shez. There's this gorgeous girl out the back here. She's my lifelong partner, lover, best friend, business partner, wife of some 31 odd years. We celebrate on the 4th of July. My mentor as well, one of the mentor team, and my personal cheer squad. Who'd like to have a personal cheer squad like Shez? Yeah. Look, what we did was we took $1,000, that's all, $1,000, and started in an area we never had an idea about. It was called science. Now, I didn't do too well at school at science, but it was about in the early 90s. And if that wasn't enough, we niched into an area of science that was molecular science. And if that wasn't enough, we niched into life science, right? And if that wasn't enough, we went into this really cool space in the early 90s called genomics. And that was where they were mapping the human DNA. Who can remember all that stuff, yeah? Well, then if that wasn't enough, what I did was I actually niched in by hanging out with a team of guys that coined this word, proteomics. And it was the study of the human DNA with relationship to protein. So who reckons that's total lunacy? So I went even further. I went into the robotics and the automation of that, and I didn't have a clue about any of that. What? So what was all that about? See, what we had to do was communicate to ourselves and to the world very clearly and succinctly what we did. And by doing that, it came out of one thing. We went and found the biggest pain in this area of proteomics. There was a group of 10 PhD scientists, and they were mucking around every month with scalpels and tweezers, cutting out little samples. And if they got 100 good samples a month, they were ecstatic. And I watched these guys and I thought, they're certifiable. They studied doctorates and they're doing this, you know. So what we did was build them a machine. There's a bit of a story to it. I'll come to it in a minute. But we filled in some awesome black holes in technology and created an absolute opening in this whole industry. And it busted wide open because of this one thing that was built. And from that light bulb moment, we actually took the essence of it and created modules. And they ended up being commercialized as well. We took the light bulb moments and then ended up commercializing them. So the benefits that came out of that, as I said, we filled in a black hole of technology. The accuracy rate at the time, they were happy to get 400 samples out of every 1,000 to be correct. We reduced that to below 10 in 1,000. Then we took the throughput rates, where it took a PhD group of 6 PhD scientists a month for 100 samples, and we allowed a machine that would allow people that were just lab assistants to be supervised by one PhD scientist and do 100 samples in under 20 minutes. Wow, yeah, I know. Even I think that right now, you know. And I did it, you know, well, the team did it. Then the commercialisation timelines at the time to do this sort of technology was 3 to 5 years in the industry. The first one we did was 11 and a half months. We subsequently did it in under 3 to 4 months, all right? And then the production time, that's when you put an order in and you then have the timeline to deliver that machine to your lab. That was, in the industry, about 18 weeks. We started at 12 and we finished at 2 to 3 weeks, all right? So why do I tell you this? You know, we went around the world and did things. Why do I tell you this? Because what's the value of doing it now? What was the value of taking $1,000 and 12 years of investment? What do you think the value was? The bean counters put this number on it. It's $1,000 to that. Huh? Pretty good. Yeah. Increased our net worth and, you know, I could hang out with this young guy, right? But 7 years ago, in a short period, 3 to 4 months, I made a decision that caused our net worth to go to that. Yeah. Not a happy place. Took 14 months of post this period, and Shez and I didn't earn any income either. Did a lot of work, didn't earn any. So if that wasn't enough, I actually made some decisions that dramatically changed our lives. And together with Shez, we agreed with those decisions. But what happened then? Well, lots and lots, and that's a whole other story, and I won't go through that today. But today, we're a lot better off than we were. But what were the first major steps steps that we took to succeed? And I'm here today because I want to share some stuff. I want to win before we leave, right? And the things that we decided was we wanted great mentors. We had good ones, but we wanted great mentors. We wanted time out to plan. We wanted passive income stream, enjoy a quality lifestyle, continue to be avid learners, be better stewards of our money, yours truly, fulfill my financial obligations and debts. That debt level, I decided I wanted to service. Scary stuff, guys. But understand that stuff happens and keep moving forward, George. and that's the key. That's the key. So I learned also that there were 3 principles to making some serious money out of your light bulb moments. And just for another story with this, I do a lot of mentoring, and just recently there's some guys down the road here. There's a young guy who's married and little kiddies. He had a great idea. 12 months later, we were able to help him get $80,000 cash, no strings attached, to commercialise his idea. Today he's looking at probably 10 or 12,000 revenue per month, another 230,000 no strings attached cash in his bank account to continue to develop the idea. And if the game goes well, it's 200,000 a month in about 12, 18 months' time, right? So and 2 or 3 million of extra cash, etc. So the mentoring I do, I just love doing. And in high tech and in a whole bunch of other places. Now, there's another quick story. There was another young guy who I actually had a call from, and he was desperate. He said, look, George, I need some time with you. I agreed a half an hour with him. 7 minutes into that half hour, we found him $37,000 in cash. A few days later, he started taking action to bring that cash in. See, this was all about applying 3 principles, making some serious money from your light bulb moments. Who's interested in knowing more? Yeah, okay, good. I've got some winners here. Easy and quicker way of commercialising your idea. Anybody interested in that sort of stuff? Yep. And doing it successfully over and over again and having fun with it? Okay. And continue to make serious money. See, I ask all those questions, yet I get people that say to me, look, in business there's no magic black box. And I say to them, why? Why? Because there was a point where me standing here today started with a little flame inside of me and a question. I had someone call me and say, George, can you help? I was called to judge the entrepreneurial challenge at Uni Adelaide. And in that first morning session, this little spark within me exploded into a flame. I knew that I had to continue to do what I was doing, but do it in a completely different way. I didn't understand how I was going to do it, but I just knew I had to do it, and I had to do it in a completely different way. I love doing one-on-ones and the mentoring, but I had to take it out further. So from this moment, and the 33 plus years of mentoring I've done, and the 44 odd years of entrepreneurial activities, the love of encouraging and mentoring and seeing businesses grow and succeed, and meeting up with these guys, they showed me that 33 years, the 44 years, could be put into a box, right? And there is a business black box. It's magical. And it's brilliant. And these guys have called it the ultimate business model. Thanks, guys. I'd like to personally thank Daryl and Andrew for the opportunities they've given Shez and I, and for the team for what they've done. Just brilliant. This simple thing, you know. And what they've shown me is that where I go out into the industry, and anybody that invests in having me on board, the return on investment, early stage, is 5 to 10-fold. I'm now able to articulate that in a way that can go further than just one-on-one. I've also been able to have a stronger approach to my business, and I can go to people and ask them the question, who's interested in learning about the 3 principles to making some serious light bulb moments? And then also, who's interested in learning the 12 steps involved in making a success of it, and then applying a 56-point plan to work through it? See, I was able to commercialise it, turning your great ideas into great income. You know how most people with a great idea never get round to making any serious money out of that light bulb moment? You get it? See? That's the USP. If you don't know about it, it's a unique selling proposition or position. And there's a clear understanding on my behalf of what I can present to people and hand out to people. What I've been doing for 33 years is now a lot different. So what happened in the last few months? We're 3 months with our Internet Secrets. Firstly, it was a bit of a slow start for us, and it was basically me. I said us, but it's me, right? Love the earn as you learn approach. I think that's great. But so what's happened? I've got to read through this. Being kept on track as a startup, designed and outlined and refined and established the ultimate business model, as I mentioned. 2 ebooks drafted and finalised. Draft membership site and ebook site. Formally systemised the 12-step commercialisation process. The Gold and Platinum Mentoring membership has been pre-released. Completed a final design of the Gold and Platinum and Diamond webinars. The membership of 24 lessons and 2 completed. 2 one-day seminars lined up and set up. 23 draft blogs and Draft and complete. The book, I have started my book. This is so cool. It's unbelievable. It's been there and it's now starting to be on paper. It's brilliant. And 4.5-day seminars designed. 4 half-day seminars, sorry. 3-day masterclasses been outlined. And now I've got pre-commitments to the Platinum membership program at this stage. And we've got some expressions of interest that we want to follow up. But the key to all this is that I've been able to overcome the overwhelm. So if anybody's sitting here a little bit overwhelmed today, it's okay. You'll get over it. So how many want to find cash to commercialise your great idea? There's a few people there. All right. Look, did you know that there's an ebook called Show Me the Money, the 97 places to find money to commercialise your idea? Right now it's free and it's for a limited time. More on that later. So why are we here? Shez and I, we just don't want to live in the rat race. I don't want to travel to work this way. I don't want to get beaten up like this guy anymore. But what I want to do is take the light bulb moments, not only ours, but others, and help people run the race to succeed, to celebrate, and to go and enjoy life to the fullest. I've got another 2,340 plus days that I've planned for my life. Weeks, sorry. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Yes, right. Is that right? Yes, it is. It's weeks. Oh, thank you. That's better than days, isn't it? It's 40 plus years. And the last 3 images are of our front yard. I would love to spend more time with Shez and my family and friends and just in that area alone, but also just the two of us to go and enjoy some of the places that we've been in the past and some of the places we haven't been, like where my father was brought up. I've never been there before. I'd love to go and just pick up on those places and go overseas and eat. You know, one of the favourite places. Who's been to Raffles and had high tea? And it's such a cool place, eh? Yeah. So, and also, yeah, look, this one here is the fishing. I'd love to go fishing with my friends. And also, Mum's 84 this year and we're going to go on another helicopter flight. She's just such a cool dude, you know, like I just love hanging out with her. And celebrate with our family, right? But more importantly, do more of... recently went to the Philippines and there was an orphanage there that was just going to be consumed. It was just going under. And we're able to help those people freehold that orphanage. And I'd love to do more of that and have the time to do it. So I want to leave you with some real goodies before I go. Feed a person fish and you feed them for a day. Teach them to fish and you've shown them how to feed themselves and others for a lifetime. Right? And if you hang around me long enough, you get this one. Buy the best brains that you can afford at any point in time. Really key things, you know. And thanks again for you guys. There's more. It's teamwork that makes the dream work. And, you know, you can see little Garfield here. He's got his act together, hasn't he? But understand where you sit with what you do in your life, right? Who knows Ralph Waldo Emerson? Let me get that right. Ralph Waldo Emerson, yeah. He said, he's not renowned for his famous statement, build a better mousetrap and the world will beat a path to your door. You know that he was a preacher and an essayist, not a business person. And it's caused a lot of people grief because the talent lies infrequently in the discovery, but more in being able to build a business out of a great idea. See, Hoover didn't invent the vacuum cleaner. He bought the patent off the janitor. Okay. So how do you present your great idea and have a great way of winning the game? I'm just now going to go through as quickly as I can a full day presentation, right? There's some basics for pitching your idea. Make sure it's a 30-40 second promise, a 65-second elevator pitch, a 3-minute pitch, a 10-minute sales pitch is what you need, and a 15-minute corporate pitch. 1 to 2 images per presentation minute, more if you can. 1 to 2 images per slide, 1 to 2 video clips if you're really brave, and very, very, very little text, and lots and lots and lots and lots of images, and rehearse, 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 and rehearse, and if you finish that, practice, 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 practice. And so how do you avoid getting smashed? I'm going to say to you, commercialise it. I've got a number of webinars that we've set up, mentoring program options. At the top level, we've got our platinum membership. This is 21 things that I put together thinking from my experience and my knowledge and my connections, what is it that you need as a full package to take a brilliant idea to full commercialisation in 12 months. Now, it's a stack of investment, but you don't have to invest that level. That's a whole other story. Right through to our entry-level gold webinars, right? $98 a month. There's some bonuses for the first 50 people. I'll pass on that. I'm running out of time. As a thank you in advance for your vote for Shez and I to win this, right? I'm going to do something today, and that's it. For this function only, the ebook, Show Me the Money, is the 97 places to find money to commercialise your idea, will be free for all those that apply. So if I can just get the forms handed out, sorry. If you are interested in having this ebook, compliments of us, just fill out your details and we'll have it handed in at the end. And I just want to finish by saying, look, I really thank you guys for the honour and the privilege of being able to present today, and particularly for Andrew and Daryl for the honour and privilege as well. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, what impresses me is the fact that you started 3 months ago. Yeah. And you reckon it was a slow start. Who reckons that George has actually done quite a bit in the 3 months since he started? What do you reckon?
Bring my cheer squad up. Come on, Shez.
Oh, yes, come on. This is the real reason that George has done so much. Come on up, Shez. All the way to the stage. That's it.
Yeah, so we all need cheer squads like this girl, I can tell you.
It's slow for George, that's all. Just slow for George. He's very impatient. Yeah.
Slow for George because he's very impatient.
Well,
Was that
he just
the comment?
likes to get a job done.
Hang on. If you're going to talk, you need to talk into this one, darling. There we go.
Yeah, it's just slow for George because he loves to get the job done.
Loves to get the job done.
Yeah, he loves results, which we all do, don't we?
Yeah, so, you know, absolutely love working with you guys because you are shakers and movers, you do get things done, and that constantly impresses me. I really like working with people who do stuff. So well done.
Thank you for the
Pull out your
honor.
form, guys.